In 1714 France, to avoid a forced marriage, a desperate young woman named Adeline makes a frantic prayer to the gods that answer after dark. She is answered by Luke, a charming, shadowy entity who manifests as a god of fallen stars. He grants her the freedom she craves, immortality and the ability to travel the world. However, this freedom comes with a devastating, meticulously crafted price. The bargain is not for her soul, but for her legacy. While she cannot be physically restrained or permanently harmed, she leaves no mark on the world. The moment she is out of anyone's sight, she is utterly erased from their memory, becoming a stranger to everyone she meets, including her own family. She is a ghost in the world, forever unable to speak her own name, own property, or tell her story. For nearly 300 years, Addie LaRue endures this invisible existence. She learns the cruel intricacies of her curse. She can influence the world in fleeting ways, leaving a door ajar, moving a key. But any permanent mark, like a painting or a written note, fades or becomes illegible the moment she looks away. Her life becomes a montage of transient encounters and desperate strategies for survival. She steals, borrows, and sleeps her way across continents and centuries, a perpetual drifter. Her only constant is Luke, who visits her every year on the anniversary of their deal, offering to end her torment if she will finally surrender her soul to him and end their game. The story's central conflict is not a physical battle, but a profound war of attrition against loneliness and oblivion. Addie's spirit is repeatedly broken and reforged. She attempts, again and again, to leave a trace of herself, to make someone remember, but always fails. Yet, across the centuries, she finds a subtle, rebellious way to create a legacy. She becomes a muse. She whispers ideas to artists, poses for sculptors, and inspires composers, leaving behind a trail of art and music that carries her essence, even if her name is forever detached from it. This becomes her silent, defiant victory against the darkness. The narrative's paradigm shifts in 2014 New York City, when Addie walks into a small, independent bookstore. To her astonishment, the young man behind the counter, Henry, looks at her and says, "I remember you." For the first time in 3 centuries, she is seen. Henry is not a fleeting moment of recognition. He can hold her in his mind, recall their conversations, and know her name. This breakthrough shatters the very foundation of her cursed existence and forms an intense, electric connection between them, offering Addie the companionship she has craved for so long. However, this miracle is not without its own cost. As Addie and Henry's relationship deepens, a dangerous question emerges. Why can Henry remember her? The answer is revealed to be another, more recent bargain with Luke. In a moment of his own profound despair and loneliness, Henry, who worked at the bookstore owned by his ex-girlfriend's family and felt invisible in his own right, wished to be loved and for people to be honest with him. Luke, ever the opportunist, granted this, weaving a curse that made everyone who met Henry feel an overwhelming, truthful affection for him, a hollow, magical lie. The only loophole was that the magic would not work on someone already touched by it. Like Addie, this revelation intertwines their fates tragically. Henry's ability to remember Addie was the unintended consequence of 2 divine curses canceling each other out. Their love is real precisely because it exists outside the influence of Luke's magic. This makes their bond a profound threat to Luke, who sees Henry not just as a rival, but as a flaw in his own design. The climax is a psychological showdown, where Luke forces Addie to choose. She can keep Henry, a mortal who will grow old and die, leaving her alone once more, or she can finally surrender to Luke, and he will make Henry forget her, allowing Henry to live a normal, happy, but magically influenced life. Addie makes a choice that defines her hard-won strength. She refuses to surrender her will or Henry's autonomy to Luke. Instead, she and Henry choose to cherish whatever time they have together, no matter how finite. The story ends on a note of bittersweet triumph. Henry eventually ages and passes away, having lived a truly loved life, but Addie's curse remains. However, she is no longer the same desperate girl. She walks into the future forever changed, carrying the tangible proof that she was loved and remembered, her story now indelibly etched not on the world, but on her own immortal soul, and she continues her eternal rebellious dance with the darkness,